start the stream properly so when we release it. Alright, hey guys, it's Koshade!
And I'm Intangible.
And we have the Mage Wars Tournament Round 3!
Woo!
And this is going to be an awesome little game between Intangible and Arxiducs. And so far we don't know what Arxiducs is bringing out, but we do know that he rolled higher for initiative. So, Intangible, good luck.
Yeah, looks like I'm going first. What a joy.
And I believe you said you're going to be rolling the Drumlick Warlock out?
Yes, I am.
Nice. Drumlick Warlock, one of those very tough mages to get right. Just because you tend to have a lot of fire only. So if you ever deal with anything like Wall of Earth, it is the most frustrating thing to have to take care of.
Yeah, it's very rare that you see one card that can just hard counter everything a mage can do.
Yeah, right? And of course, because of the ability cards of the Drumlick, a lot of your creatures are going to be fire-paced. So even your creatures are going to look at that and be like, I can't hurt this wall. It's sand, and I am fire.
You want Warlord.
Nice.
So in this match, I knew that he either had his Druid or his Warlord. So I was like, okay, either he's going to bring out his Druid because he wants to use a really good mage that he's familiar with, or he's not going to bring in his Druid because he knows that I've seen him play Druid a lot. But a Drumlick Warlock just, like, it kind of works no matter what, so...
You know, if he did bring his Druid, you would have had a huge advantage, because of course you burn things. But even as a Warlord, you could still burn down some of his stuff because it has Flame Plus, like barracks and gears to post and stuff. So, how many times have you played this Drumlick Warlock?
Well, this Drumlick Warlock?
Yeah.
I have played via Drumlick Warlock 2 times before this.
Nice. And
this is my 3rd time ever playing this mage.
This is, of course, the tournament to bring experimental books, so this is an awesome little time. And, you know, both these mages are considered not necessarily the best mages in the game, so that should make this match pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, next to Priest, these are considered the top 3 lowest mages, Drumlick, Warlock, Priest, and Warlord. Mm-hmm. Now, we've had certain disagreements with a lot of those assumptions. You know, Shark has made the Drumlick Warlock a top-tier mage for him.
Absolutely.
I've seen you make Priest amazing. I've never seen the Bloodwave Warlord do anything that that the other Warlord could not do, so...
Yeah, so far the Bloodwave is kind of that one mage that's like it's utilizing that vet token that I think gives people so many problems. And I've seen some people try to get the range +1 trait to work for them, and, you know, it's alright. You know, that's because it's unique to the Bloodwave with the command, but... Anyway, so Intangible, you are going to cast Battleforge, going down, and, you know, this is pretty standard, I think, for anyone that's watching. Welcome, by the way. And this isn't necessarily a big tell, it is a bit of a mana investment, so... You know, and casting in the center here on his side is going to be I'm probably going to be more aggressive, and we'll see what happens. Mana Flower! The first thing that is Flame Plus that you can just burn down. Nice. And of course, we're going to see Arxiducs play a Battleforge in response. You have dueling Battleforges. They're staring at each other from across the arena.
Oh, yeah.
Costing the same amount of spell points.
Action phase, don't action phase. Oh, wait.
And for anyone that's just watching, if you haven't actually seen any Mage Wars games, this is all Forged in Fire over 4, no Wizard allowed, no promos. And so that's the card selection that we have to choose from. All of the mages, there are 4 mages you get total in this tournament, and they're all randomly chosen for you.
See if Arx is okay with. I accidentally hit control down like twice in a row, and so I passed the phase, and I meant to cast.
I'm sure he won't care.
Sure it won't.
I don't know if
I want to make sure before
you should ask, hey, can I cast... I meant to cast this, do you mind? Just say that. I mean, nothing's happened, I'm sure he won't care, but... skipping through those phases.
Yeah. Although if he does mind, it will significantly change, I think, how I'm going to end up playing this.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? This is a friendly tournament. Like, there's no big prize. There's no prize in the pool at the end or anything like that. And like, I had a game against Stray Fan. It was like, yeah, there were some like errors, and I was just like, whatever, dude. Don't worry about it. You know. I think he's thinking.
Okay.
Mana crystal. So
Not like it's like...
you do gain another mana because you casted it last phase. Of course.
Go.
And so the thing about the Battleforge, and so since both players are doing this, it sort of evens out, is that you know there's going to be some sort of mana leech coming off of this thing. Like, you know they're going to do equipment, so you know they're not going to probably be able to cast a lot of those like higher level creatures, just because of the upkeep. Yeah, I mean you can do like leather gloves or leather pants to kind of even it out, but in general, there's like 3 or 4 spells that aren't going to be leather that is going to take up a significant amount of 1 rounds of channel. Is the way I see it.
That's a pretty good interpretation of it.
And it looks like Arxiducs is just ready. I'm sure there's something you could do with the Bloodwave that just hasn't been discovered yet. Like, his battle skill gives him a very interesting option for being a... I'm going to save my mana by using melee attacks. And his battle orders, I wouldn't call them better, but they're just slightly different. Like, On Guard rocks. I love the On Guard battle order. But it's one of those things
It is pretty awesome.
It's one of those things that like your opponent can play around. So it's like not necessarily sure if this is going to be the best thing. It kind of suffers the same problems that a lot of that the priest gets criticism for. Except worse in my opinion.
This is so trying something. It's throwing me off.
It's all good, man.
Alright, screw it. Let's try this.
Mana Flower versus Mana Crystal. Oh man. Personally, I think the Mana Crystal is just way better of a choice, but of course it's going to cost some triples. That's why I did the Flower. But I find it
It's
interesting.
like Warlord and Nature Mages are the only ones who use Flower.
I did find it interesting that they did make Mana Flower at all, because it feels very similar to Mana Crystal in a lot of ways. And that's the channel. Is he not deploying? Interesting. So him not deploying is actually really fascinating because he has 16 mana. That starts to get to those dangerous points. He did leave his corner space open.
He did. That probably means that he's about to drop something big. At least not this turn. If not this turn, the next turn.
Mm-hmm. And I don't want to say too much because I don't want to help you out in Intangible. So,
no.
Yeah.
It's all good. I don't want to be helped out. If I lose this match, I hope it's because something interesting is about to happen.
Yeah, right. And I just finished up my match against Stray Fan, and I was using a Iron Golem with Mage Wands and Hell Commands, so I could do Battle Fury and Charge, and so you could sort of get them in a mobile place while dealing a lot of damage if they choose not to get away from you. And I think I need more practice with it because I think it's a really tricky build. But basically, Drayfan, he sort of just slowly killed me, and I didn't really have the mana to take care of his threats. And so I think I need to look over that build and see if I can improve it. But it was really fun to play.
I feel like every time somebody tries a new deck, it's always the Necromancer that just tears it apart.
Right.
Okay, so he was going to use his quick cast, and then he changed his mind. He did put something on the Battleforge, but then he didn't deploy. What is Arxiducs doing? He always does this in every game. Have you noticed? Like, he does these things, and his opponent's like, I don't know what this guy's about to do.
Is he going to get a creature?
I'm actually in this situation now where I'm like, I don't understand Arxiducs art, and then all of a sudden he just like throws confetti everywhere, and it gets in your eyes, and you're really confused, and then or you realize that it's too late.
So what are you thinking right now?
I'm thinking that there's actually a strong possibility of seeing a Kira's Hammer.
Ooh. He has the mana.
Yeah. And the only reason I'm thinking that is because we are playing experimental decks.
And Puddinhead has been really trying to make Kira's Hammer like super, super good. And he has a pretty interesting strategy.
Oh, there's the barracks. Okay, that makes sense. Interesting that he chose to use that as his quick action. That means he's about to move and cast something side? I mean, he's leaving that zone, otherwise he wouldn't have used a quick cast just then to cast that. There it is. Garrison Post. Where are you putting it? Okay.
Oh, interesting position.
Very.
And I'm gonna mute Nathan so he can't, or Daniel so he can't hear me really quick, so I can give my opinion on this.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Muted. And so here's what I think is going on. I think he's doing this position here because I believe he might be going for some sort of range thing. I would love to see crossbowmen. This might just be so it's super defensive, and he can also gain mana. Either way, I find it interesting he went up here, but this kind of covers both of these sides, so it's pretty cool. Hey.
Hey. Debating on running there or there.
The field is yours for this remaining round.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go.
Not cast a creature.
Right in his face.
Ooh, in-centered.
Frustrating.
Yeah, man.
I didn't.
If I were Arxiducs right now, I'd be shaking in my boots.
Oh no, he has a lot of economy down. I mean, like I have a lot of mana, like
I know,
but
I just
he has a lot of economy.
whenever I see a warlock with like above 20 mana, I'm like, oh god, is there gonna be a drama like? I'm not saying you should be like, oh, I lost, but like, I'm like, I don't want to deal with the drama like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're at that mana point.
Well, this might just be a bad decision, but I think I'm gonna do it.
A drama like.
I only had 23 mana. I can't a drama like.
Oh, is he more? Is he 24 or something like that?
Yeah, he's 24.
Oh yeah, okay. I thought he was like 22. Whoops. But so I mean, you have a lot of options here. This is the curse of the Battleforge, I should say, because putting it on your side in your center means you feel like you can't actually use your melee. So you're like basically if you want to get offensive and go on their side, you know you're going to be using your mana to do everything now. and your actions. And not being able to use your melee means you're going to be spending more mana. So if I were Arxiducs, I would probably be thinking, okay, if he chooses to spend a lot of his mana on this Battleforge, he's probably not going to summon a creature. So if you see like a Lash, for instance, but if it's just like a Ring of Fire or something, that's when he has to worry about the fireballs and stuff. Or Fire Shape Ring, not Ring of Fire. Yeah. And
Sorry, I'm
Arcane.
calculating mana, so I'm not very entertaining to
Oh, no worries.
see right now.
And on Arxiducs' side, Arxiducs only has 10 mana, so he has a Battleforge and a Barracks. So getting creatures out and equipment is tough. So unless he gets a lot of little guys that die really fast and little pieces of armor, it's like one of those like, ooh, what am I going to do with all this mana? How am I going to make this work? By the way, I know there's a lot of people in the chat, but there's no one talking. What's up, guys?
Come on, guys.
He just wants to hear us talk.
I do that, then I have to dedicate. Dedicating.
I find it really interesting that the Adrenaline Warlock doesn't have a weakness to water. It's just interesting. Alright. Archdux is pulling out another 3 cards. Got one in the Battleforge. Ooh. That's so fun. And I'm gonna mute Intangible so I can talk more. Because he's not even talking.
Go for it.
He can't hear me. He can talk though, but he can't hear me. So basically, if I were on the Barracks right now, I would be thinking, all right, if this is a Slinger coming out, that he has the position advantage. Because if he goes up here, then at least the Barracks open, but at least he can hit him with that Slinger. If he chooses it down here, it's more of a defensive play, and he can always switch it up later. But either way, I would love Slingers with this position. This Battleforge, I am thinking it's going to be a Meditation Amulet. I think. But that's going to be a little bit dangerous because basically Intangible's at his front door. But how much damage can Intangible really do right now? Like, he doesn't have Fire Shaper Ring out. He might have Hawkeye, maybe a Hero's Favor. Yeah, that is okay, but like, he's going to be spending all this mana. And so after you get through the first few attack spells or whatever he has, because it's basically his melee attack isn't going to do a ton of damage. Then suddenly it's like, well, you used it all, but I still have all this economy behind me, so I'm going to win. So if I were Arxiducs right now, I would really be thinking either Slinger or Grunt. Grunt to literally guard this and not do anything else. Slinger to have a Slinger here, Slinger, and have another Slinger here, and just sort of make either choice a bad choice for the crossfire. I would love to see Intangible cast a creature, but if he casts a creature, he's going to have to be keeping up with these actions as well. He's in a very interesting situation, is basically what I'm saying. Casting a Hellion wouldn't be a bad idea. Probably to go down. Like, cast a Hellion, melee attack this, hope to kill it, maybe you come down as well, and then try to go after this with your Flame +2. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah, let's bring Intangible back. Hey.
Hey.
How you feeling?
You know.
Pretty good. And
I feel like I'm getting reckless.
let's see, you're playing with fire. Is that what you're saying?
I think that's what I'm saying.
Do they have the alternate art for the Adrenaline yet on this? I don't. No, they don't. That's sad. It's actually really cool looking. I should probably talk to Psych and see if I can give it to him or something. They handed it out in Gen Con last year, so.
That's
All right,
right.
so
I thought they had.
No, it's planning still planning this.
Deployment. I deploy first. Go.
Ooh.
Yep. Okay.
Getting that economy while you're getting that burn on. And I think you've completed what your mage's card looks like. Because I assume that that's Burning Touch in her card.
What do you mean?
The actual mage card of the.
Oh, how her hand is like fiery.
I think that's Burning Touch.
That would make sense.
Because it doesn't look like a flame blast or anything like that. Ah, Goblin Grudge! Ready to take orders! Useless armor. I need to trim my nails.
So am I. Just quick cast phase.
So this is really dangerous for you, Intangible, because you're going to get out of that range of that battle forge most likely.
Yeah. I'm aware.
It's rough.
He's... It is changed to action phases. Okay, cool. Well, since I have to do something. Chika.
Nice. It's, of course, going to be 6? 6. 6 against 6. Hopefully you kill it. And, of course, you roll really bad. Do you have your favor?
Nope.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah, it's typical.
Let's see that. Maybe that bird would go. No, it won't. Never mind. That's unfortunate. Hey, I noticed there's a lot more people now. What's up, guys? How's it going? I mean, the last Chef Hellfire is kind of like a lightsaber lash whip.
Really is.
Just like super, like I don't know if I call it plasma, but you know, how do you put that thing in the ground? Is what I'm saying. Where do you have to hang it up on something like when you're not using it?
I mean, I hope that the fire goes away and it's just like, you know, a stick.
Yeah, is it like a magical item where you can turn it on and off, or is it one of those magical items that's like always on? You know.
That'd be terrible.
Well, you know what I mean, like a frost sword.
You'd have to like mount
cold.
it up on. You'd have to mount it up on a bunch of wall of earths.
Right.
Like the only thing that's not going to get hurt by it.
Yeah, I mean that thing doesn't even have like a. Let's see, there's another picture. It doesn't even have like a handle, so you can like hold it by the cord or anything. Oh man, that thing would hurt to try to like move around. All right, enough about that. So, how do you feel about this game right now?
Well, I mean, he's gaining major economy on me, which is totally understandable. I have an idea in mind that, luckily, is no less moot as the game goes on. But regardless, just push on.
Nice. Hey, you're back in your Battle Forge range. That might have helped you, is all I'm saying. I think I ran Hell of Fear for a while in my Adrenaline Lake. And if I remember right, it wasn't awful. He does not want you hitting that Erickson.
I'm just gonna casually do this.
Nice. Oh man. And of course you have to go after enemy creatures for that, so not gonna be able to pop something out for a while.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Unless of course you
I mean, like, the thing I was debating is this turn I could have, instead of doing the lash and all that, had, like, flame blasted him. But if he had cast armor and or dragon scale hover, I would have been in a really bad spot.
Yeah.
So I'd rather have cast something. I'd rather have cast something that was, like, more permanent.
That makes sense. Hey! The flower didn't regenerate to. Or it did, but it also burned to, so you could still kill it. Yeah, I think he's got to still remove those 2 damage, but you know.
Let's regenerate.
Anyway, while we wait for these guys to plan, for anyone that's listening, this Thursday, what day is that? It is the 21st, January 21st. Just so you guys know, we're going to be having a live chat with Aaron, the designer of Mage Wars, the current designer. And on the Arcane Wonders forum right now, you can submit questions for anything dealing with Mage Wars. Or I guess if you want to just do anything, you can too. But you're also welcome to join us on this stream that you're listening to right now, Thursday night, and just talk to him live.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we've already got a bunch of questions submitted, actually. Talking about expansions, talking about, you know, favorite mages, stuff like that. So feel free to check that out.
But that flower needs to regenerate.
Yeah, right. You can actually do it yourself, though, if he doesn't.
Can I?
Yep. They are pieces.
I have no idea what I want to do right now. I'm just gonna straight up say it right now. I have no clue. I realize as I look at this more that all the stuff that I want to build is like more mid to late game. So like right now I'm like still in slightly in early game, and I'm like, I don't know. I didn't commit to early game. Whatever.
Can't do that.
It's like I can do a lot. It doesn't do anything, but I can do it.
Mm. Do you have Harmonize?
Oh, nah.
Nope. Nice.
Needs that.
Yeah, because I know in your other Adrenaline Lake, when you use pentagram, use the bow.
And I almost put it in this one too, but I foolishly decided not
Good
to.
news. It's cool. It's an experimental build, you know.
Roll was telling me anything for how the rest of this game was going to be played out.
Just concede now.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Like, just save time, you know? Alright, we'll do this. Go with...
The first roll, you just roll blanks. Just concede. What if this whole game, everyone just rolled like that, though?
That'd be hilarious.
Just like, no one can hurt each other.
Seems to be a good card. Alright. Sure. I guess I'm done.
With upkeep.
Like, the synopsis of this game is going to be like... Intangible floundered around for about 8 turns, and then eventually got crushed by Arxiducs, who was actually playing Mage Wars.
He was playing the game. It's... I can see that happen. No, man, you gotta just burn everything. You got this. I believe in you. Like,
Oh man.
there's a burn in that flower, and that's gonna be like the pinnacle of this game, and that is you're gonna have always dealing damage to him, but he can't do anything to actually. But you're not actually hurting him.
Oh, I have a plan. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to fire weaving the burn token from the mana flower onto my mage. Then the next turn, I'm going to move the mage forward and fire weave that burn token onto the barracks. That's how you do it.
Dude, yes. Just
Slowly transport the burns over.
I like it. Screw that flower.
The loves.
What? The Amos. Pentaguard. Oh wow, he's gonna put it up there.
I think what he's doing is he's expecting that his barracks is going to go down eventually, so he's conserving all of his creatures in that upper corner.
That's
And
right.
staying far away from me. Which is understandable against an Adramalock. You usually don't want to be too close.
Yeah. Pentaguard, man. I hope you have some animate dead. Getting that maybe +1. There's nothing more satisfying than animate dead on a Pentaguard.
Alright. If I decide to attack that flower, and I fail again, and don't deal any damage,
Deal 0.
like if I deal 2 again, I'm just going to concede.
It's done. So you are going to attack again.
I might. Like, I'm playing it really slow right now, which I know is not normally what you want to do against a warlord, but noted from the pentagram, my build does probably something very similar to what his build does. And yeah, he's getting creatures down early, but I'm actually going to try to take out his spawn point earlier.
To be honest, he doesn't have a major lead right now. The Pentaguard, you can deal with that. Like, you probably have the best mage to deal with creatures right now.
Yeah, that's fair. Should I go ahead and burn something? Should I go?
Like, I saw Sharp one time
this?
just blow up an angel in one turn, a guardian angel.
Ooh, that's hard to do.
It was awesome though. I think he did 2 flame blasts and they both rolled like 8 or 9 damage each.
That'll do it. Base
with
change to
Theorem.
So, it's your action first. What are you going to do with that gob?
Do you think he should send it in, or do you think he should stay up there?
Knowing I have a pentagram, I think he should keep it up there. Because otherwise, I would say totally throw the goblin in front of the barracks
Yeah.
to save it, because that
It's a
is
goblin.
actually a viable strategy. But against a pentagram where I'm just going to thrive by attacking his creatures, you actually don't necessarily want to
What if he went
just
after
give up.
your mana crystal?
You could do that. It's been so long since I played a deck that was like, yeah, man, Fire Shaper Ring and Lash of Hellfire turn 4, no problem.
Whatever.
Here's post right here. Yep.
Interesting. I wonder if he's actually going to cast creatures there, or if he's just doing that for mana.
Either way. Okay. Alright.
The field is yours.
Doing it.
Now with the Fire Shaper Ring, if you don't kill it, I'm going to laugh. It will be ridiculous if you don't kill this thing.
Okay.
Oh my god. You did kill it, but it is pretty funny.
It was still barely enough to kill it if it was at full health.
Oh, you still rolled under par very easily. You get 6 out of 7. Oh, you know.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
No, it's not.
Yep. Oh, he is going after Mana Crystal. Nice.
So that means he's probably giving up his barracks.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Mm.
Okay. Let's see what kind of game this is going to be.
It is your initiative next round, so this is actually going to be really intense for a mid game because I feel like we're going into the mid game next round because there's going to be a lot of interactions between spawn points and such. Nice. I love Ignites. It's such a good card. Some of the reasons why I love Ignite for anyone that's listening. It's very cheap, so you can always have time to cast it. Like you always just have it. So if you have that extra action, you're like, I need my mana for something. Boom, Ignite. It starts a burn, and burn could literally do enough to kill whatever you ignited. Like I think one of my favorite Ignite stories is I was playing a priest, and I was versing a priestess, and they cast a Sunfire Amulet on themselves. And then I ignited them, and literally every single turn that game, I dealt 1 or 2 damage, and I literally just nullified that Sunfire Amulet completely. I just kept up with the damage and things like that. And they never wanted to get rid of it because it was 1 burn, and just kept going. So the potential to do that is very interesting. Doesn't always happen. But the third reason, this is one of my favorite reasons, is those 2 things are important, but if you're playing someone that runs nullifies, and they're trying to decoy trap you, you use Ignite because it's very cheap. If they want to spend 2 mana, they spend double the mana to cast that nullify on themselves. And you either tie in spellbook points. Yeah, I mean, spellbook points you're probably going to tie on. But, I mean, if you're a fire mage or something, then, of course, you get the advantage on. And if they don't have a nullify, you still burn them and you get to do whatever action you want to do. If they do reveal that nullify, I mean, it's possible they just don't want to pay to get rid of it because a burn may not do that much damage. Like, that's why burns
I'll
are
be
so
right back.
interesting. Yeah. That's why burns are so interesting, I think, because of that versatility. Like, they are wild in the fact that they might do a ton, they might do a little, and so if you just learn to control it, depending on things like nullify and stuff, or jinx, you can sort of figure out how to make it work. So that is why I love Ignite. And I thought it was a great play against the barracks because This thing is slowly going to die, and I don't think the Warlord's going to have Goblin Builders to fix it. So any damage that goes down it is permanent, and if that burn theoretically could take it out. Not that I think Intangible should probably move in and kill it with his Lash. That would be the obvious move. But that's what I think about it. And
I have returned.
Hey, and those people listening. So if you have your own opinion, you should post it. Or if you're watching this on the YouTube channel, you should tell me what you think of Ignite.
Ignite's pretty sweet.
Like the Panzerguard, for instance. I would love just to, if he just ignited that Panzerguard, oh, I'd love to see how much damage he could do to it. Yeah, I know.
Thinking about casting a creature. Whatever creature I cast is probably how he's going to respond to it, right? So if I cast something small, he's probably going to do another Panzerguard if he doesn't already have them planned. Panzerguards can just ruin small creatures' day.
Yes, they can.
Think the correct response.
Zombie group.
It can't come out of pentagram.
Who cares?
I care.
Oh. Okay. I want to make another Adramlik because I haven't made one forever, and I think I might end up putting like 3 or 4 Knights in it and like 6 Mark for Deaths. Just things like that. And for anyone that doesn't know, Mark for Death is an amazing card for the Adramlik because when you curse someone, an enemy creature, they get flame +1. So essentially you're getting +2 dice to your flame attacks, which the Adramlik runs a bunch. We've been talking about that. And that is an amazing buff for just the cost of Mark for Death.
Something. Be this guy.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of thought going on. It's really interesting because you guys haven't really interacted a ton. It's more of just like a bunch of like positioning right now.
It's positioning. The only thing that's been destroyed is a mana flower.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to be going after your mana crystal. So,
which is, I mean, it's fair because it's not like he's probably going to get a heck of a lot of use out of the Goblin Grunt currently.
Yeah.
So he might as well start trying to knock off some economy.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's going to be at least 3 turns before you guys really clash in a big way. Granted, this barracks is a big thing, but I feel like it's only a battle and it won't be the match, is what happens at this barracks.
I mean, that's how a good warlord works out, is like, he gets some good use out of his barracks, and then he goes, alright, well, I guess now the fight really begins.
Mm-hmm.
Onto the deployment.
Deployment! Nice! This was the choice I was hoping you'd do.
I haven't cast a Flame Hellion in a really long time, and I love this card.
Shark is a big fan of the Flame Hellion with the Adramlik.
I think I was pushed away from Flame Hellion ultimately because every time I frickin' used the Flame Hellion, it would die in like 1 turn.
Yeah.
And it happened 2 or 3 games in a row. So it's just like, I can't use them anymore. But the game's significantly changed since then.
Absolutely. Yeah, you don't see people focused on things like that anymore. Especially with the new card like Gator Toughness from Academy. That makes the Hellion so much more flexible.
Oh, he's a good target for that.
And it does, it's like Arxiducs is going to cast another Panzerguard and throw him up this garrison post. I always imagine there just being a portal at the Scarecrow Post and just like walks up like, I'm here.
I imagine that there's actually like just like 10 dwarf panzer guards sitting in the garrison post, and they're like, "Let me out!"
It's like, I only have mana for this one. And it looks like Leather Boots coming out.
Obviously, at this point, I've just conceded to the fact that he's going to get the equipment out on the Battleforge.
Ooh, he's not going to. Interesting.
Okay.
So him not for anyone watching, putting the Panzerguard up here means he might try to take this battle to the barracks, and I'm going to mute Nathan a little bit. Means he might have a defend in his hand, which means that he's going to try to just super defend this barracks. If I were Intangible, I would maybe have thought about putting a Mark for Death, but Mark for Flame Blast. But at the same time, it's like, well, this Flaming Alien's here. I don't know if you want to do that. But if he has a defend, that's going to make this match very interesting. And I'll unmute Intangible here.
Hey. I feel like what you probably said is if he's suddenly decided to protect his barracks, it was kind of foolish to put the Panzer Guard up in that corner. Also, I betcha he has the defend in his hand.
Yeah, you think so? That might have been what I said.
Oh. Man, that probably means that he's gonna...
You think that probably means what? I think you might have cut out there.
Oh, no, I didn't. I actually just paused in thinking. Okay, you know what?
Undo Battleforge deployment? Ah, that is a big tell right there that he wants to have the extra 1 mana. Huge tell.
Huh.
Because that 1 mana means he gets 2 mana.
You can do a lot with 2 mana.
And there is one specific card that you mentioned.
Defend!
Do with 2 mana.
Okay, well, that doesn't necessarily change my mind here, actually. Kind of okay with doing it. Ah, okay, you know what? That's fine. Let's let him do his defense. Cast.
So, of course, he left himself open to having 2 options to be attacked, which is interesting.
What's going to happen now is he's going to quick cast defend onto the Panzer Guard.
Oh, he didn't! What?
Oh. Alright, well. Huh.
Well, we're both just wrong.
We're just both wrong about that.
I guess he might be thinking about when he has initiative next round.
If I go crazy against that barracks, I leave myself kind of open, but at the same time, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
But if he kills barracks, it's so much
If I kills barracks, but knowing my luck, I either definitely will or definitely will not.
Akira's favor. You should have it.
Nah, screw that, man. Although, yes, that would have totally been helping this whole time.
I've actually started to dispel Akira's favor on a Dragon Warlocks because I noticed that it's very powerful for them for some reason.
And it's because they can rely on the damage or the burns.
Yeah, I guess you're right. He's like, go.
Okay, you know what? I kind of want to see what he does here, so I'm actually just gonna let him pass. Let him do a thing.
Pass him. Arxiducs, if we can put you on Skype. Oh, he's gonna double move. Whoa. He has changed his mind about that. Maybe he wanted to make it look like his barracks was open, but in reality he's like, no.
Huh. Alright. This might change my plan.
I mean, I do think it is better to be proactive with those Panzer guards. If he kills them, we like would.
Attack him with the Gab Gab.
Got some damage.
Okay.
Goblin did the same amount of damage you did that flower in that first round.
Guard on it, so let's go for it.
So I might be thinking, if you kill this, at least I can get some damage off.
Might be the case. Ugh.
We're rolling 6 damage out of 7. Gotta burn.
Have total damage on it, huh? Gotta commit.
Usually you want to target with your mage thing.
Oh, right. Shit.
Because then it's auto.
Go.
Boom. So you should be getting 4, 5, 6.
It's a much better roll.
And you're dealing 8 damage out of that 8. And, I'm sorry, dealing 6 damage out of that 8 dice. When, of course, the Verix has 2 armor. So, you're getting average. But with the, but not getting any burns out of it. Wow, that's so sad. But you know what? You might end up just killing it during upkeep. That would be a huge blow if he loses it just because of all you spent was 1 Flame Blast and 1 Ignite. But then again, he got some good economy out of it, so it's...
Could see a geyser out of his mage quick cast. That'd be hilarious. Be like, no!
That would be awesome if he had the mana. But, you know.
Different phases, so...
I'm actually surprised he chose a Panzer card.
Surprised I didn't see a defend. Don't want this on a quick cast phase. Alright, here's hoping.
And...
I see no damage, so therefore they both rolled blanks, didn't they?
They both rolled blanks.
Yeah, that's great. I'm glad that happened.
Oh, man. That is a huge thing that both of those rolled blanks. And that is very unfortunate. But that doesn't mean you're out of the water. I mean, you're in a very good position to do, like, very specific things right now. And I'm going to mute Intangible. So basically, what I'm thinking you should do, and for anyone that's listening right now, feel free to respond, but I think you should just bring a fire. Alright? Like, he'll probably kill the barracks. If these guys choose to defend, they'll just take damage and they won't be able to counter. And he'll get some more, like, Warlord hits. That's what I think you should do. And I totally think that Arxiducs is going to force hammer this pentagram. Let's bring Intangible back.
So?
Hey. So, Intangible. Let's see if we're on the same train of thought. What are you thinking? What do you think he's going to do? Tell us your...
You know what? He could try his very best to protect it. I think he knows there's a very unlikely chance that he'll protect it. So he may just let it go to the wind because, I mean, truthfully, it's going to die. Probably going to die this turn. So why bother protecting it when you can just die?
When you can get 1 more cast out of it and be done. I mean, it is 3 mana, so he probably should cast a creature.
So I'm actually going to put it back.
I made some predictions on what your action is going to be this round, and I am curious to see if that's what happens.
Well, if I do end up doing one of the things that I have planned, I know that I'm going to totally take you by surprise.
Okay, fair enough. Because obviously you're not casting a creature, and if you manage to get in range of your Battleforge again, what are you going to do with it?
I mean, I have a lot of equipment left.
Do you?
But
Okay.
truth be told, it's either versatility or aggression. There's a little bit of armor in here, but so nothing's come up to where I've needed the versatility. So in that regard, it's probably going to be offensive stuff.
Mm.
Right now, I'm trying to keep a steady mind because Panzer Guards and Guardian Angels, they tend to make people panic and spend too many resources trying to remove them.
Yeah.
So like, I've got to just remember to stay reserved.
Yeah, if you don't engage them, then you're not
That's
losing.
the best way to do. Yeah, exactly. Done. Cool. Change of deployment.
And if
We
he
got none.
does,
It's all new.
he does actually cast things out of both of his. I guess I mean it has two, so if it's leather, yeah, there it is. Doesn't really cost any mana.
No, I mean, leather's always safe.
Yeah. Goblin Grant. Ooh, he's gonna cast in the Barrack Zone. Interesting choice. For anyone that's watching, if Intangible is the thing that I'm thinking, then booyah.
Oh, I know what you're thinking, and I'm going to tell you the answer is no.
Ah, okay. That's unfortunate.
No, I didn't put Ring of Fire in my hand.
Alright. Yeah, was
that it?
Yes. It looks like he's going to try to block you in. Hopefully you have something to deal with that. But this also means that all Intangible has to do is take out this barracks and then deal with him here, and then his Hellion can literally have free reign. It was a good choice for Arxiducs to do this, though, I think. I would have loved to see Ring of Fire. I'm sorry, guys, I'll let you down in the chat. No one's talking, so I'm assuming that's why you're all sad that I didn't predict right. Mm-hmm. Good luck. I would actually love to see as an alternative thing, damage bearer.
See that guard?
If he doesn't guard, ugh.
I'd be very surprised.
He might have just conceded that the barracks is done, though. And he might just want to deal damage to him.
It's possible.
Nope. I think it was a smart choice to guard, personally.
Agreed. Okay. Well, here is the hope and the plan. Yes, here's the hope and the plan. hope he doesn't dodge.
Alright, he's got a 6-up, I believe. He definitely dodges. And counterattack. Dealing 1. And not making that hit is a big blow. And you did have the damage barrier. Beautiful! So that is going to deal 2 damage back. He's going to get that too, but no burns, unfortunately.
That is what I was hoping for.
Yeah, those
Burn
burns can stack.
and transition it over.
Yep, because I doubt he has the Dispel, so if he chooses to attack his other Warlord, it's going to stink. That would have been awesome to transfer, but oh well.
It happens.
This wall is really interesting because just because I know Intangible, he most likely has at least 1 Eagle Club Boots in this book. For anyone that's watching.
Goblin Grunt.
Goblin Grunt! I can do something! Or, yeah, I can do 1 damage! Alright! I mean, this is a great idea. And after he's done with the Gristle, he'll just go after the Battle Forge. It's just free damage, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because if he went after your Hellion, it would be a waste. Good choice.
What your plan is. Gotta put some music on.
Music on.
I'm very surprised to see Arxiducs play the way he is. He's normally a very aggressive player. I guess then again, a lot of times so am I. So
he might be getting a lot better.
I mean, aggression doesn't mean bad, but it does have a lower ceiling.
You know, I don't think I've seen him use a Warlord, so it's possible that he's branching out.
Oh. That's pretty much half the point of the tournament.
Yeah, which hats off to you, Arxiducs. That's awesome. Becoming good at every type of build is excellent. And let's see what he does with Warlord. Ooh, he is gonna get the go after that damage barrier. Interesting. I do not agree with this choice, but I guess with the armor, it makes sense. You know, you might as well get that free, and especially rolling 5 damage. You know, against a no armor thing.
Good.
Unless he has brace yourself. Oh no, he can't. Never mind. Yeah. Wow, actually, that's pretty cool. Getting 2 damage back.
Take it.
And it looks like Jimmy in the chat saying lower ceiling. How dare you? He didn't say I dare you, but you know what I mean.
Oh, Jimmy, trust me. I love my aggression. I mean, I love my aggression, but in most games, that's kind of how it works out.
Aggression
at the same time, usually it takes people by surprise enough to where it still wins, like 90% of the time.
Yeah, usually what happens is when you make an aggressive book, it does really well, and then people start going, all right, I got to figure out how to beat it, and then they figure it out, So then you're pretty much done with that, so you lengthen it out. And then you come up with a different aggression book, and there's a meta around it. But not to say that's bad to do aggression.
No. But aggression books usually do.
Oh,
They
yeah.
do force the meta to shift.
Damage barrier isn't considered an attack, is it? Because otherwise you get men on your pentagram.
No, it is considered an attack, but it's not considered an attack by a creature.
By a friendly creature. Gotcha. Okay. Keeping tempo is difficult to maintain. Yeah. Agreed. I think that's why the Adrenalic Warlock is very tough to pull off. Because the pentagram in general is very tough to keep tempo up with. Whereas something like the Araxian Crown Warlock can keep tempo up by using curses to his advantage. So like things like Rise Again, you basically have a quick cast for a creature. So you can maintain that tempo while being aggressive. But the Adrenalic, her big thing is she takes out other creatures very easily. So that's how you keep the tempo, but that doesn't always mean you win the game. Because unless you can take out the enemy mage. Which, by the way, Rise Again with the Araxian Crown Warlock. If you haven't done that, it is so fun.
Oh, it's a blast. It's a game changer. Like, I mean,
is.
the game you're in, it changes the game.
It really is. It is so fun. Especially getting things like a grizzly bear at half cost. Ah, it's so fun. And if I remember right, you can. I mean, I don't think you can do anything with it, like, because it doesn't have a cost, but I think you can Rise Again on the enemy mage, I think. Which is fun. Oh no, it's not mage. Never mind. You can't do that. That would be fun to do. Kill him off and then bring him back.
So I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I had a firestorm in the deck, and I took it out.
Yep. I'm sorry.
That always happens to me. I gotta stop doing that. Every time I play a deck, I'm like, yep, I have this one thing, but now I don't, and I really need it.
I always keep Ring of Fire in for Adrenalic. Just because when Dwarf Panzerguard came out, it was a huge changer for the Warlock. And I remember for like a solid, like I think like 2 or 3 months, everyone was just using Warlord Panzerguard.
Mm.
Jimmy, I can never find the mana for Rise Again. Yeah, I can see why you have that problem.
You have to. The way you have to use it is spend an entire turn being aggressive and not spending mana any other way. So if your mage is attacking and all of your other creatures are attacking, then you just spend your quick cast doing Rise Again. So you just kind of have to budget for it just a little bit. It really depends on what the creature is. Yeah, so when you use Rise Again, keep in mind you're probably not going to spend any more mana that turn.
Yeah, if you have a Battleforge, and you're using things like high equipment costs, like, I don't know, just reflex boots or like, those really high cost equipment, I prefer to look at it as I would rather get the extra creature, or, yeah, Jimmy, as you're saying, I'd rather get the extra creature rather than get myself this equipment that could help me. Because I want to try to kill their creatures so that they're my own. The reason why I've actually been going away from Ghoul Rat, because I've been finding Purify is a great counter to the Ghoul Rat Poison Blood, and I don't think it's explored enough yet, but I think there's a way you can pretty much always come out ahead against Ghoul Rat with Purify. But in general, I think it's 2 different ways of looking at it. Ghoul Rat is great, obviously, because I killed their creature, awesome. I spent a lot of mana on the Ghoul Rod, but it's an effective way of doing it. But with Rise Again, it's I'm killing their creature through other means, but I'm really casting creatures myself. I can see why you're thinking that too. So I find Ghoul Rod, I never seem to have mana after I cast Ghoul Rod. Like even if I budget.
I'm starting to push away from Ghoul Rod just a little bit.
Like Ghoul Rod's great against like for instance these Panzer Guards. Ghoul Rod would be awesome against them. Jimmy, I run Purify with my luck. Yeah, he's great. Purify is awesome. Like I just played a game against Drayfan, and I had a Purify, and I took off 2 Taints and a Ghoul Rod, all in one cast. And granted, I think I lost that game for other reasons, but it was one of those things that I think there's something to that. That makes it good. Not to mention you can use Purify to get rid of Nullifies. So if you're against someone that they probably won't put poison on you, then you're just like, alright, well, here's a Nullify for 0. You have to reveal. I'm sorry. Here's a Purify for 0. You have to reveal Nullify. Let's just go at that. And against weak tokens, Jimmy, yes. Oh man, and I think weak tokens is also one of those things that I for one don't see a lot of people use, but I think are amazing. Because it's really hard to get rid of weak. Wildfire Imp, Archon. Screw you, Gorgon. Yeah, the Gorgon Archers. Very hard to deal with. They regenerate. I love Wildfire Imp. When I first played it, I thought you didn't need to target the zone with the burn, and I thought he could go through walls. When I realized that he couldn't go through walls, I was like, ah. But, he's still really good.
Potentially. That's what I should have done. Oh well. I'm putting myself at his mercy. I'm starting to realize that initiative, there's ways you, major ways you play depending on who has initiative, and every time you have initiative, that is your turn to, your time to turn around.
Mm-hmm.
And, in turns like this, where I'm not taking advantage of my initiative. Oh, good. Okay. Fast. That could have been a huge down tempo for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, phase change action phases. Alright. I am at your mercy.
Ooh. So you're gonna try to kill that barracks?
Yeah. I've already spent too many resources on it to let it go.
Nice, the slam and the push. Dealing 2 damage to it as well, but getting another 3 dice to try out against it. And that is, of course, going to get rid of that guard, which allows Intangible to use a lash against the barracks. And so, what Intangible was saying just now is if he did take his action to guard with this Panzer Guard here, he wouldn't have been able to kill his barracks, which is a big deal. And so the guard goes away, and you roll a 3.
Shit, I've actually got to roll the dice, don't I?
Yeah,
roll dice.
It's manual. And it's going to deal 0, but of course that guard does go away. And this barracks should fall. If it doesn't fall, I'll be really sad. And you better get this. Oh man, it's so in your favor, Teal. Alright, cool, you got it. Barely. 4 blanks.
I mean, to be fair, 2 burns, which is nice.
Yeah. You probably would have gotten it, but Oh wait, before it dies, can you move it? Or is it at the end of your action? Let's run at the end. That's bad.
Yeah, because the damage goes goes off before the end of my turn. Oh well. All you.
So I think
As
the
I said,
best.
I'm at his mercy.
Just new Intangible. So I think the best action now is for him to roll a or bring out a Eagle Claw Boots and just jump over this thing. I don't think Arxiducs would have a problem killing this wall, but it's just getting out of this situation, and then he has these creatures around to help out. And he dispels the Circle of Fire. Great move. And of course, Dispel is one of those. Every time you see a warlord use it, it's, oh man, that's what you chose to use it on.
Yeah.
Jimmy, I find Rust, Agony, and Feeble being the strongest curses right now. Rust, I think, is definitely one of those necessary curses that I would run with lots of mages. Agony, I'm actually not a big fan of Agony. I'd love to hear why you like Agony so much. And I think, honestly, the best thing is to use it against a Force Master. And Feeble, I totally agree with you, is very strong. I personally run Tangle Vines. Wow. I personally run 3 Tangle Vines Tangle Vines instead of Enfeebles. But I guess if I'm a Dark Mage, I would do Enfeeble in a second.
Enfeeble's really good because it causes your opponent to lose their action altogether.
Which is
the
very
reason
powerful.
that I don't the reason that I don't like to use like the or Enfeebles or anything is because they're losing that action, but they're also saving mana.
Yeah,
So
and it's one of those, like, if you're already engaged in a combat, I think Enfeeble's great, because then you can suddenly make it more in your favor. And I don't think it's... I think it's a great curse.
Oh yeah, Enfeeble's awesome. I'm not a big fan of Agony as of late. I used to love it, but then the more and more I've been playing with it... Yeah, it's my turn. He has 2, 3 creatures. It's really gonna happen, but I'll pass anyway. Yeah, it's but as the more and more I play Agony, the less happy I am with it overall. Just because them rolling 2 minus damage, I feel like there's better ways of taking care of that creature.
Yeah, and I think Agony, the best choice is against creatures that do, like, double strike. So, like, the Force Master with the Galvatar.
Oh yeah.
Then you're like, you basically destroy them. Oh wow, got in there too. Didn't kill it yet though.
Close.
I think you might have been able to save it if you ran up to kill it, but whatever. I
don't care.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I'd rather have my creature in the action, ready to go.
That's fair. Leather with the Battleforge? Oh yeah. The nice thing about Agony is that it is very cheap. And if you're on Dromelic, you do get that extra dive of damage when you're using fire attacks. And it is level 1 as well, so... I actually am a big fan, when I run the Dromelic, of actually running like 1 or 2... Actually, no, at least 2 main wings. And the reason why is because you can cast it on... I believe it's any creature, if I remember right. So you can cast it on the enemy mage, as I know. And so, like, it's one of those things that if you're... Wow, you obliterate that thing. So it's one of those things where it's really cheap, but they don't want to dispel it, so you always get your curse weaving... I'm sorry, your smoldering curses and demonic reward out of it. It's just interesting. I don't think it's a really awesome curse by anything, but I've just been noticing main wings is one of those things that you might be able to use your advantage if you're just looking to get your bonuses off. If you're curious to what my favorite curses are, my top 3 right now would probably be the Rise Again, Rust, and either Mage Bane or ooh, I like. What's that one curse where you take health from someone else and then heal yourself?
Um, what's it? Deathlink.
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 Deathlink. Yeah, that might be one
Deathlink's
of
pretty
them.
awesome. I
Although,
think
if
mine are pushing toward like um, Rise Again being the top one, followed by um, probably Enfeeble, and then
Enfeeble, yeah.
because just taking an action away is so good. Yeah, I'm done here. Um, and well, I don't know. Maybe I'm really digging Chains of Agony as of late.
It's really cheap.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like super effective or anything, but like occasionally it gives you just enough to kill a creature.
Mm.
But it's only good with the Araxian Crown. Like it can be good with a Drumlick, but it's very good with Araxian Crown.
Oh yeah, like if I were to play a Dromelic, I would say easily the best curse is Mark for Death. And if I was to play the Rexian, probably the best curse is going to be Rise Again. I guess it really depends on which mage you play if you're playing them, but the best curses are because I think the Necromancer has a different list as well.
Definitely.
That's a lot of damage coming at you.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Gorgon Archer, that Regenerate 2 is really tough to deal with. It is a fantastic creature. Like, I think I remember Keegan running the Gorgon on his Necromancer, and because it goes with Plague Master, and it actually worked out really well for him.
Mm-hmm.
I like how you brought up Wildfire Imp, and it's like, I could kill this ball.
Very, very slowly.
Oh wait, did you melee attack any of these guys? Like, do you get
No,
a pentagram?
I've not been utilizing the pentagram's ability, and honestly, I'm not too worried about that. I'm worried about other things, but I'm not worried about that.
That's fair.
Okay, I can't get.
Organ works great in most few big builds. Yeah, you're right. I mean, obviously, some of the best enchantments would be like Eagle Wings, because the Flying Gorgon is a scary Gorgon.
Flying Gorgon is a scary Gorgon.
You know, the promo for Academy, that Gorgon, it's like a spear thrower. It doesn't really live up to the Gorgon Archer. Because they reduce.
Think so?
Because they reduce his range to 1.
Yeah, that's a
I
big
think
deal.
it's regenerate 1 and 1 armor, 8 health. So like, it's basically much easier to kill. Is what happened to it. Ooh.
Saw that coming. I mean, not this turn, but a while ago I saw it coming.
Yeah, and you know, he doesn't have to deploy anything, so he has all this mana. He's like, I might as well pick you apart so that all my guys can deal damage. I bet if he would have had armor or something, he would have cast like Acid Ball instead of Dissolve this round.
Okay. Because of that, I'm gonna bank on not having to do this thing.
Alright, let's see if Intangible does what I think he's gonna do. And I'm muting Intangible. I think he's gonna Eagle Claw Boots. If he doesn't, ooh. The Curse! Or it could be a Jinx, which would be very expensive, but
Okay. Oh No. Alright.
Let's see if you got it. Your action. Oh, you haven't! Yes, get
Little
out of
Jinx.
there! Get
Little
out of there!
Jinx.
Did he pay 3 spell points for Jinx? Oh, he didn't pay 3 spell points. I wouldn't have done that either. He has it. Eagle Claw Boots. I think Eagle Claw Boots might be a requirement for every drama, just because
No
of the
joke.
situation that
Because Wald
you were just in. Either that or like running 2 zombie brutes or something. Which, by the way, zombie brutes, the drama, like fun as heck. So now he's going to have to scrape himself out of this little situation here. But that does buy Intangible. I mean, he's probably going to get out this round, but
most likely.
gets it.
There it is.
Man, he has dealt damage
And he could have used
every
that
time.
roll a while ago.
Yeah, right.
Whoa. I just got a glitch.
Oh, was it not destroying
Look.
the crystal?
I don't think it is. Just gonna do this.
Whatever.
Hopefully that doesn't happen again.
Jimmy, awesome escape for the Adramalik. Congrats, Intangible. This match is not over by any means.
Not at all. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. To my 2. S.
So, if Arxiducs is going to break out, I would suggest he breaks out upwards so he gets this Battle Forge. Next round, of course, unless he doesn't care, then he can break off left, because then all he has to do is move 1. Depends
Yeah, I
on
was
if
about to say, I actually say that he should break off left. He'll continue the aggression.
In my opinion, it depends on how much mana he has, or if he thinks he can. Yeah, exactly. If he has that aggression.
Holy cow.
And dealing 6 damage on 3 dice with a Grunch is, of course, the best way to break out. He does.
Holy cow. What the... Alright. Man.
Max damage! If this rolls. Just gotta roll average, dude. There it is. And of course, this puts him in position now. This is perfect that he killed in 2 hits. Because basically, Intangible has to waste one of his actions. Ooh, interesting. Got a guard. And I assume Intangible has more lashes, but he has to get in range of that Battle Forge if he wants to get for cheap. And Arxiducs is probably thinking, do I want to move over 1 and guard, or do I want to attack that thing? I mean, I guess if this imp gets 1 damage off, it's nice. Ah, he's not going to move in. Interesting. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to trigger the flaming flame.
Great.
There's a lot of things going on in these two zones. If he moves the Flaming Hellion down, it's risky. If he doesn't move it down, I guess it's not as big of a deal, but he couldn't shoot in here when it's his initiative next round. If he wants to shoot in there.
I think Arx is getting a little impatient. Sorry,
yeah,
bud.
Right.
Alright, so basically if I move this Flame Hellion up, I can start working on that second garrison post. If I move back, then I can threaten the Goblin Grunt from not going to the Battle Forge. If I move down, then obviously there's a whole lot of options going on there.
And risk.
And risk. Okay. God. Tough choice. Okay. We're gonna take him. Gonna go for the risk.
Good luck. Not choosing to guard.
No.
Oh, you
don't
are.
know.
Okay. Screw it. Of course, every grunt that Arxiducs loses now is actually not really as replaceable as it used to be.
So a pentagram naturally works better with swarm creatures. In fact, it's probably the only spawn point that straight up says that it works better with swarm creatures. And the reason why is because it rewards you for dealing damage, but not destroying a creature. And so it's better to attack things many times rather than kill them outright in one hit. And so, for instance, if this Goblin Grunt over here, if this Goblin Grunt over here, if I got 3 attacks off of it somehow before I killed it, then I would get 3 mana off of it. But if I killed it 1 hit, I get 1 mana. Now, granted, I understand that you're killing the Grunt, and that's a good thing. But in that regard, it's like with Pentagram. Yeah, it's not necessarily a bad thing if you don't kill a creature with an attack with Pentagram.
That's an interesting analysis.
It's not like a really strong analysis, but
I think that might be why Pentagram might be a little bit weaker too, is because one, it does rely on enemy creatures being there, and the fact that you can damage them if you're using Munchkins, it's kind of harder to do that. But two is that you can't actually deploy from it unless you do that tactic or do a Harmonize.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, making the Pentagram a 6 spell point, cast is not easy.
No, I'm not. That's why I try to not use the Harmonized build.
Yeah, because it kind of puts you behind in a weird way.
Plus, I mean, as it is, a Warlock already wants to be aggressive.
Yeah, and the Pentagram wants you to as well.
So, why in that regard would you keep the Pentagram back and harmonize it when instead you could cast it later on? Should be aggressive with it. Now, granted, I deployed the pentagram a lot earlier than I would have. But even though it hasn't been getting the best economy, I'm glad that I did.
Mm-hmm.
Because if
Did
I
you get a
hadn't
guard?
cast it,
Oh.
yep, the old Mexican standoff. We're done.
How do you feel about this match right now? We're going to
How do
round
I feel?
9. Yeah.
Now that that battle or that barracks is gone, I'm feeling a lot better. But I still have taken a decent amount of damage. So it's like, yeah, I'm on the road to recovery, but this could quickly turn around if I'm not careful.
Yeah, like
And
he
by turn
could.
around, I mean it could continue down the slope. I'm only just now starting to stabilize.
I mean, right now he's throwing, around like 15 dice around per turn. That's if he doesn't buff anything or anything like that. So that can get dangerous.
Glad I have a lot of mana right now too.
Yeah, 21 mana is a bit. And of course, he can't deploy a creature, so that's going to be nice. But question is what? And I think creatures like Dark Vexler are really nice in these situations.
Are they?
Because they're
What a
piercing.
coincidence.
Because, they're piercing and stuff like that. Is pretty sweet against this armor. Granted, they can't get through the dodge, but, they're tough to kill. When everything's only rolling 3 dice. That's what I'm thinking.
What is?
By the way, we're seeing more people join. What's up, people? How's it going? Basically, this is a Mage Rose match between Intangible, he's playing the Adromlic, and Arxiducs, who's playing the Blood Wave. And we're in round 9, by the way. There's actually been quite a bit of stuff happening, and both guys are waiting to get like the serious beatdown to happen. And like we thought it might have happened last round, but Intangible did a clutch escape, and I am curious to see if Arxiducs has a plan to prevent that. From happening again.
This turn works out the way I want it to. Be close to evening this thing.
Let's say if you manage to kill his Panther Guards, it would look like a very different board. And the nice thing is the Adromlic Warlock's very good at killing these things.
Starting to question my decision.
You have a ton of mana, but using it right is... I think the way you use the mana right now is going to determine the game. And granted, I think there's going to be a little bit of luck involved on either side. But we'll see.
I have an advantage to pull that off. Alright, I built this deck knowing that there was something specific I wanted to do. And I'm gonna do it, and I'm letting everybody know on the stream right now. Like, I could die because of it, but, like, I have to. I'm a warlock, right?
You have to die. I'm sure if your warlock dies, he just becomes a demon. That's how it works, right?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. That's the hope.
Like, how I can't have enough mana. Alright, cool.
It's like Arxiducs is rethinking too.
Right
Lots
back.
of thinking. This is a major round. The calm before the storm. And this is very standoffish, by the way. Like, totally a standoff.
I've returned.
Hey! Nothing
I've
has
changed my
happened!
mind.
That's happened!
I did that thing.
And you have 5 mana on your Battleforge. That's crazy.
Alright. I have made up my mind.
I'm all good. Arxiducs, man, having lots of problems with this planning. I'm really curious to see what he's thinking right now. Because he doesn't have that much mana. So whatever it is, he has to plan it really carefully.
If this plan works out, I want everybody to know that when they've said, man, you can't make that thing work, it's too hard to make it work. You're totally right, it's really hard. And it basically means you have to make sacrifices to make it work. See what I'm doing here? I'm like leaving on edge. Nobody knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Are you going to cast Drumbling?
I might.
Because that would be awesome. I would love to see a Drumbling, because that's totally what we've been talking about. How late game. Because I do think we're in late game right now. That's what comes out.
Nothing.
Nothing! Not a Drumbling. Ah.
Yeah, I lied. Don't worry, you'll be happy.
That's awesome. Now you're gonna do Drumbling next round.
This was not the card I was talking about, though, for the record.
Oh, wait. Are you gonna idle with Specialize?
No.
That wall is clutch, by the way. This is my
Yeah,
favorite
gotcha.
wall in the game, easily. Is wall guns. Like, it's gonna take all 3 of his, or 4 of his creatures to kill this wall guns, statistically.
Alright. I mean, it's really clutch too, because he's probably planned around his hand around the fact that that didn't exist.
That might have
He's
been
done
why
with
I
quick
thought
cast.
so.
I'm done with quick cast. It's on action phases. It's 3 to 6 glaciers right now. Cow. Alright.
I wonder if you putting that thing in deployment changes mind about things.
That was kind of the hope, because I was just going to not put anything on it at all.
Oh, he's going to go up. Interesting. This allows you... Wow, he rolled a ton of damage.
Hates walls, man.
This allows you to really, like, retreat, gather your forces up. Because now you have the advantage when it comes to action advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sort of flipped in that way. So every round that goes by, you're sort of cheapening that gap. I think that's pretty cool.
Now that balanced things out. One does a lot of damage, one does none. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4 to my 4. Okay.
Hey, Intangible.
What's up?
I think when that mana crystal died last round, it didn't bring your channeling down.
Did it not?
Which isn't a big deal, unless you plan for all your mana. But I'm just letting you know, I think you have 14 mana instead of 15. Am I wrong?
A sec.
I just noticed that, so I thought I'd let you know. It would just be 1 mana. Wow, you're rolling 0 damage against that Battle Forge. Gotta love those grunts. And of course, you know, like the Battle Forge is really interesting.
Yeah. So here's the thing: is I don't need that mana this turn.
Yeah.
I need it next turn. That's why I didn't cast the creature, because I need the additional 1 mana next turn.
No way.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I just thought I'd let you know.
Man. Okay.
And you should
All right.
you should lower your channeling down to 9.
That sucks.
No Adramalic for you.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you were planning. That does suck. I'm gonna mute your microphone. Oh, you don't know. I'll just say it. Are you planning on casting Gate to Hell?
I definitely am.
Oh, I'm so sorry, man. I wish I didn't notice that, but you know, Dems
Oh wait,
rules.
actually. No, what? Game, what are you doing? Dude. My Adrenaline just disappeared.
Yeah, you gotta go to the bottom of the card. You can like sort of see it and then move it, and it'll move the card with it. Like if you take your Adrenaline and then move it over to the right or something like that, like not even a zone, it'll put it on top, yeah, see that? And then you can reattach, and then move as you see fit. I'm sorry to ruin your Gate to Hell move. It's okay. You'll probably pick it up later. And Gate to Hell is going to be awesome, because you're totally going to be able to cast it and open it, and it's going to be sweet.
Yeah, just not next turn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's not going to be able to get to you until the time that you're going to be able to cast it. So it'll be your initiative anyway. So
Uh-huh.
there's at least that. Did they update the wording on detail, by the way?
No, and I actually don't think that there has been an update. I think the wording on the update was that you can activate Gate to Hell from anywhere in the arena, not that it attacks everything in the arena. Because I looked it up in the errata, and that it didn't change the way the attack happens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's too bad. I'm just gonna look it up because I want to. If I can
Go for it.
If I can say that's not that, then it helps you out because we all want to see Gate to Hell. Who doesn't want to see Gate to Hell? I mean, everyone in the chat, right? Gate to Hell. If you don't say, and if you say I don't care, then you're not a Warlock player. Okay, let's see here. Because they didn't update the errata, right? Like
Oh yeah, Aaron updated recently.
Did he? Okay.
Mhm.
That's unfortunate. Let's see here. Okay, so because I'm seeing updated May 12th, 2014 on the actual thing, unless he didn't change that.
That's also a possibility. Or maybe he didn't change it. I don't know.
Let's see.
Because like I haven't seen anywhere where it's changed. There was a new card image.
I could actually get my physical copy and read it. But of course, proving that to Arxiducs is going to be fun.
I'll take the bait, buddy. Of course you dodge.
Alright, you know what? I'm going to be right back. I'm just going to get the physical card, and I'll see.
Go.
Because it would be really cool if we could get this work. Okay, guys. So, I haven't read the card because I'm going to read it out loud. So here's the new wording. All demon creatures gain melee +1. Gate to Hell enters play with a closed token on it once per game. As a full action, you may pay 12 mana to flip the token to the open side and make the above attack against each non-flying creature in the arena. Once opened, whenever you or spawn point or familiar control summon a demon creature, you may place it in the gate's zone.
Wait, so a spawn point summons a creature, it can also go to Gate to Hell?
It can go to Gate to Hell, yeah.
Oh man, okay, I didn't know that part.
And the attack is made in the whole arena, so if you cast it in your corner, it hits his corner, or the opposite corner as well.
It's pretty crazy.
I like that. Once open, whenever a spawn point or familiar control summons a demon, I guess it leaves it if a familiar ever summons a demon creature, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty important.
So where that new card is online, I don't know. Maybe it's in the Spellbook Builder, Deck Editor. No. So if you do manage to cast it, I will totally say this, and I can even send a picture of this card and be like, it's legit.
Yeah, we might need that.
Because,
the moment I cast it, I'll be like, hey, you do know that this card changed, right?
Yeah. Because basically your Imp's going to take Flame -2, so it'll take 2 dice, and your Drama will take 4 dice. So it says as a full action, you may pay 12 mana, and I'm assuming that means your Mage's action, by the way. It's an assumption. Not sure if it's true.
18 mana. It's a dangerous place for him to be on for me.
I should send a picture of this card to Psych and see if he can update it. And if you're listening, Psych, in the chat, Gate to Hell needs an update. I think there's 1 or 2 other cards that need an update, but I don't think.
Well, it needs an update, but like literally, there is no card image for Gate to Hell. There's no change. This is like I built this off the Spellbook Builder first, and then put it onto Octagon.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so.
Alright, Battle Forges have mana. These little guys have been staring at each other like, I'm going to cast the next equipment. No, I'm going to cast it. And now they're able to. I find it interesting that you chose to be 2 zones away from that corner rather than go after that grunt, by the way. But I guess if you're thinking Gate to Hell, it's not that big of a deal.
That was pretty much the idea behind it. But he did an aggressive charge, so.
Yeah, and he left his grunts behind, so this will be an interesting round. Gate to Hell
he had to attack the wall with the grunts.
Yeah. Gate to Hell might actually be the turnaround for you in this game, which would be awesome. And probably the first time I've ever seen it be so effective.
Right.
Ooh, Dragon Scale. Nice. That does hurt. So, are you still thinking Gate to Hell?
Probably.
Okay. It is a full action to open.
I can't open it this turn, so
Yeah, exactly.
because that was why that 1 mana knows I'm at 23
Yeah,
or at
I
24.
was very sad when I saw that. Which, I mean, 12 mana to deal all this damage actually isn't that bad.
No, actually, it's actually really good because it's basically like
an arena thing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the garrison post doesn't take any damage, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Not worried about the garrison post at this point.
That's fair. Man. Tangible, whenever you play, there are always very interesting games.
Nullify? Yeah, I guess no nullify then. Deal.
So basically, you have 5 mana to work with right now.
Yes, and next turn it's going to cost me technically 3 of that 5, which means next turn I can plan to have 2 mana in reserve. So that's like quick action, like, you know, whatever. Or deploy out of like Battleforge or something like that. No, you toggle the action marker.
This is awesome.
Oh. Oops. Okay.
This is going to be awesome, man. Pretty sure I should rename the title. Mage Wars Round 3, Intangible versus Arxiducs. Get to hell was used! Okay, he's just gonna try to kill you. Nope, maybe not. Might be foolish to try to kill you. Arxiducs, man. Every time I see you play, your style, your play style is just getting better and better. Circle of Fire.
I wish.
4 dice, 0 armor, dealing 5. Man, his rolls.
I have 2 armor.
Oh yeah, 2. His rolls are very good.
Yeah, I mean, 5 damage on 4 isn't terrible, but the fact that it was 3 crits is still, like, not that it really matters, but...
And I've just been watching his grunts deal, like, oh, I'm dealing with a wall? Blah, 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 blah.
There was, like, 1 roll that did 6, 1 roll that did 5, and then the next turn, like, his grunt did 0, so...
Oh, is that what happened? Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it wasn't, like, too terrible.
So it is evening out, which is cool.
For the most part, yeah.
Do you have another lash in your book?
I do.
Okay.
Yep. Saw that coming.
Okay, this is it for him. He's going all out.
That was
bad.
A terrible roll.
I am sorry, Arxiducs. That, I was saying you were rolling really well before, but perhaps now it's starting to go the other way. Does he have a Kiro? No, you already applied damage. Oh, wait. Yeah, you do. So that is a big deal, because that's what you use when you just want to burn your mana, because you're like, this is it. And
I mean,
we're in the late game.
That is certainly no 2 damage on 7 dice that I rolled earlier. But that roll actually really mattered. Mine didn't.
Yeah, that's fair. Bitter Oblivion 91. Hello. How's it going? So, I don't know how long you've been watching, But we might be seeing a Gate to Hell come out, which that's always exciting. See the game. So basically, this is Mage versus round 3. Intangible's playing the Adrenaline. Arxiducs playing the Blood Wave. Arxiducs, you are awesome, by the way. And if you're listening to this YouTube, Arxiducs, I want to know if you have any pets. And how many do you have? And what's their names? Just say it in the YouTube comments. Like, after, obviously this is when I post the video. So he's just going to go for broke.
Probably.
That 2 armor, awesome move. Great idea.
It was free too.
Yeah.
That's how long I haven't used the Battle Forge.
Hey man, you know, the Battle Forge has really paid for itself by now, easily. Bitter Oblivion, how you doing, man? What's your take on this game? Alright. So it's going to be your initiative next turn. So you're going to be able to get that Gate to Hell out. Oh, you're going to... Ooh, range attack him. Interesting.
Yeah, actually, I think I am. Yeah, it has a higher burn chance.
Ah, okay, I see what you're thinking. I love how it's called Flame Blast when that's clearly an actual attack spell.
Hey, he didn't dodge this time.
Oh!
And I dealt 1 damage and no burn. Wow.
Didn't
I
even
mean,
matter.
did nothing. That is just abysmal.
Got 1 damage.
Yay.
Goblin Grunt? Okay. This is a good choice. I think the abandoning and hitting the Battle Forge is a very smart idea.
Oh, definitely. When he's pushing for broke like this. I should have been a little bit better about protecting my drum lock here.
Hey, you know, that armor is really paying off for you. Like, it's already saved you, I think, 6 damage. Or more. I'm not sure how much. No, it's probably saved you 7 or 8. And, like, you compare that to, like, a regrowth build. That's why I love the Witchwood Ironvine in comparison to regrowth. Witchwood Ironvine in Beastmaster versus Wizard Academy. Because that 1 armor, I think, generally gives you more than that extra regeneration. So the question is, what do you do with your adrenaline? Oh, you dealt the damage, so I think your pentagram can see.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Oh, you're gonna cast it now? Oh! Yes. And, Gates of Hell is out, guys! Gates of Hell. Gates of Hell, it's closed. I think I've only seen this get played a total of, like, I think this is the 2nd time ever.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure this is the 2nd time I've seen it too. I put it in decks before, but I've never used it. I've only seen 1 other person use it.
It's the 6 spellbook points that makes it so daunting to use.
So, So done with my turn. It's been such a long time since I saw that card for the last time.
I am reading it. Do you want me to say it's not the actual?
Yeah, actually, go ahead.
Let's see. Once per game is a full action. That's consistent with how it used to be, I think. Right. At the full action, yep, 12 mana, and you make it against non-flying creatures in the arena.
And that the pentagram spawn points and familiars can summon out of it.
I'd love to see a familiar that can summon demons. That'd be really cool.
I've had a few ideas on how it could happen.
Like some sort of like brood mother demon idea. I don't know if brood mother's the right word, but like demons just kind of like pop off of her or something. Be pretty cool. You know, they did buff it, which I think was really needed, and I think it's really cool what they did. It's kind of funny because I feel like Gate to Hell is a card you want to play in the back now, but it's so much better because the spawn points can send it things to the front. So it supports a harmonized pentagram a little bit more, but at the same time the attack doesn't, like, you either get the attack buff or you get the creature buff, you know? I think most demons are overpriced for what they do. Yeah, you know, I think they...
Does it need line of sight?
Let me see here. Once per game, as a full action, you may pay 12 mana to flip it, and make the above attack against each non-flying creature in the arena. It's arena-wide. I don't think so. I think because it's an arena attack, and generally when you have an arena stuff, you don't need line of sight.
I think that the higher demons, like Blood Demon, Dark Pact Slayer, I think those are definitely worth their price. But I don't necessarily think that like the Flame Brand Imp is actually necessarily worth its cost.
So, Jimmy, the thing about burns is I think they price it generally a little bit higher because burns can be really powerful because they kind of ignore armor. But in general, I find demons to be very squishy when you compare it to like the Holy School. And like nature, I think generally has better survivability as well. They might actually be the squishiest class, to be honest. But things like Dark Pact Slayer, I think, probably are priced correctly. But Blood Demon, Blood Demon actually probably isn't that bad. Yeah, Jimmy, yeah, exactly. They're not normally automatic. Yeah. In the last Aaron interview, because we have one coming up this Thursday, and if you want to ask any questions, check out the Arcane Wonders forum. But in the last interview, Aaron revealed a card that had a demon on it. I'm wondering what that is. Because if it's squishy like all the other ones, then, you know, assuming... I think he said it was creature. I don't know if it is. But yeah, like in general, like, because like a lot of the level 3 creatures, they feel like level 2 health wise. You know, like the Flaming Hellion, it's a level 3, but then you look at like Nature Mage, which level 2 has 2 armor, 10 health. I'm towards talking about Table Wolf. So I definitely know where you're coming from, Jimmy. And Intangible, I don't know if you put a mana on that pentagram.
I did. I put 2 this turn. Attack 2 different creatures.
No.
Look at that. Actually doing what you're supposed to do with pentagram.
Like, burns right now I think are very strong because we have a high armor meta. And the ability to just surpass that just automatically, I don't think is actually game breaking, but I think it is very good. I do wish cards like Flaming Hellion maybe had a little bit more health, but you know, that's just my thinking. Why is there a grunt up here?
Z-branded over there.
Interesting.
I'm not really sure, but I mean, it's I am really close on the threshold of death here.
Yeah, like 2 hurl boulders, which he has, and you're done.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I think that's why you don't see a lot of warlocks that use swarms, is because things like the Firebranded, while he is really good, it's kind of like running a bunch of foxes in a swarm. It's like kind of hard to pull off, you know?
So,
do you think Cure is going to change how people use acid balls? You know, it's very similar to Wand of Healing right now, except you get the healing off of it. I don't necessarily see it getting changed too much. Just because if you want to get it, I would recommend using a Mage Wand with it, so you can just kind of survive longer. But personally, I am a bigger fan of Wand of Healing than Cure. I don't know. What do you think, Intangible? Unless you're thinking, because then don't worry about it.
I'm sorry, I was definitely just
okay, don't
in
worry
my
about
own
head. I think Cure with Mage Wand is awesome. I think you can do a lot of great stuff, because Acid Ball is still rolling damage against you, so the ability to heal while getting rid of that corrode is good. So I do think it kind of strengthens the high armor meta that's going on right now, which, you know, you have to take like 4 or 5 dissolves, 2 mage wands, 3 acid balls, maybe a rust instead of an acid ball or something like that, to really counter effectively. And even then, it's tough to pull off. But I do think it helps that a little bit. But in general, it's just a card you can use instead of Wand of Healing. I guess the reason why you would take Cure over Wand of Healing is if you are taking 2 Mage Wands, because then that gives you more versatility. Like, the great part about a Mage Wand is it lets you have extra copies of all of your contingency cards. So if you're facing against a high enchantment thing, suddenly your dispels, you can add extra ones, because if you use initiative correctly, each dispel gets 2 uses with a Mage Wand instead of 1. Same thing with Dissolve, same thing with Cure. So that's kind of the trade-off between Cure and One Feeling. I do think Wand of Healing is better, but I do think if you plan it correctly, Mage Wand is great with Cure. That's my answer. I hope I answered it thoroughly. And I love that you brought up Firebranded, by the way. That Flame Immunity, so good.
Right?
And of course, with Gate to Hell out, all of your minions are rolling 1 extra die. So, oh! 4 spell points is a lot for mages. Yes, I absolutely agree it's a lot. But when you consider that if you have a minor heal, a purify, a cure, dispel, and dissolve, and all of those are getting, you're basically getting extra copies of all of those. Yes, 4 spell points is a lot, but you're really saving those spell points in all those incantations. I'm not saying it's like the perfect thing, but that's kind of the way I've been looking at it a lot. Because nobody's in school for like all the contingency incantations out there.
Okay, we're done.
Do you have any heal?
Yes, but I have no opportunity to do it if I'm going to stick with Gate to Hell, and I would rather die trying to open Gate to Hell than actually heal.
No, dude, you can totally guard your way out of this, man. I believe in you. I think you can guard your way out of this turn and then heal. Do you have a Mage Wand, by chance?
I don't.
Ah!
I do have an Elemental Wand, but not a Mage Wand.
And Jimmy, this is kind of what I was saying. So basically he has a heal, and so if he has a Mage Wand, he would be able to lengthen this game out because he's getting the advantage, and that would help him a little bit more. But, it's fine that he doesn't. It's just kind of the point that I was making. And for anyone that, was listening to what I was saying.
I know that's not a nullify because I've already tested for
it. So, I think one of the things that will really help Intangible... actually, never mind.
Alright, so the question is, do I just go ahead and open this, immediately? Because if I do, then on his turn, he takes his mage and he starts pummeling me. Or he gets extra actions off. But if I don't open it right away, let's say I just guard with a Flame Brand Imp, then that doesn't do me much better anyway. Plus, if I open it right now, I can kill the grunts, and that will actually take actions off the board for him. So, that's what's gonna happen.
Alright, here it comes! This is the game right here. Or not necessarily you're gonna win if it does well, but this certainly swings it.
Can I toggle the Gate to Hell marker?
I've never opened
Yes, I can. Control-Shift-G.
That's awesome.
Kaboom!
Alright guys, here it comes. 12 mana, sir. That is the cost. Yes. The unfortunate thing is you don't get the economy because you're on your pentagram, but who cares? Alright, man.
Okay.
You have
I've decided my creatures first.
2 creatures I think you can hit.
It hits all of the creatures. So it doesn't hit them.
He's playing again, so...
He's not.
Yeah, I think you have 2 creatures on your side.
You're rolling 2 dice. And it's 4 normally, right?
Yes. It's 4, 5 up burn, 11 up 2 burn. And for the record, it is unavoidable.
So 2 damage and 2 burn. No.
Oh man, you can totally use...
No, 1 burn.
Can't. Oh, you can't do Fire Weaving. It's so sad. And then yourself. I'm sorry, Jimmy. I'll get to your question in 1 second. I just want to watch this happen. Gate to Hell opening.
Yeah.
You get 1 burn. No, wait. No, yeah, 1.
Yeah, 1 burn.
I really hope he does enough damage to you that you die during upkeep with a burn.
It's funny. So the burn, I can't transition over to Firebrand Imp, can I?
No, no, you can't.
And I can't do that to Pentagram because it's also technically burn proof.
You can't burn. Yeah.
So I'm stuck with my own burn. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's what I mean during upkeep.
Okay.
Awesome. Alright, 4 dice. Got 2 burns. Dealt 2 damage. That's pretty good. It's above average in the damage. And the 2 burns is freaking sweet. I don't know if he knows it's 2 burns. Can you toggle the gate to hell attack 2 creatures?
So like drag it over.
Yeah. Does that work?
Looks like it is.
Oh, sweet. Awesome.
I just assumed I couldn't.
Alright. Does kill him. Alright, man. You're clearing this. That was awesome. Will anybody remember his name? Nice, dude! Getting another burn, getting some damage. Alright. This is good. This is awesome. Alright, this is the big one. Is it going to roll damage? Even then, if it doesn't, you still get the burn. It could kill him during upkeep. Got 2 burns! That's all you needed! Oh, he'll probably die. And this last grunt.
Like he ran all the way over there to get away from it. I'm gonna laugh so hard if it just does like 9 damage to him.
The giant meteor of fire just kills it. Alright, he survives. No burn.
It's because he ran away.
Yeah, right. It's so far away. That was awesome. That was well done, man.
When you scroll over, I've got to print this. Wait, page. Yeah. When you scroll over the gate to hell marker, it says,
Him shall have mercy on our souls.
Have mercy on our souls.
That's awesome. Site totally put that in. Yeah, that actually would have changed this whole thing.
Boy.
Alright, man. I think that was
I've
pretty
totally
good.
killed myself casting this card. You know, I could have had like a regrowth or something on myself by now, but
who cares, man?
You know,
Gate to hell. Alright, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. And now you can always guard against whatever creature he doesn't attack with. So, you know, like your Wildfire Imp, just moving him down 1 to guard. Perfect. Then again, he rolls 3 dice against that Dwarf Panzer. Oh, did you do it against his Warlord?
Did I do what?
Did you attack his Warlord? I don't think you did.
No, I didn't. It's gonna do like no damage because of the Veteran's Belt.
Yeah, it also roll. Yeah, because it rolls 2 dice, and it's a 7-up burn.
Mm-hmm.
Respect. It literally did nothing. All right. Well, let's solve that.
All right.
Oh, it's a 5-up. Yeah. No, wait. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I was thinking 7. He was the dwarf.
Yeah, you needed 7 to get a run. All right. Well, that's actually really good that you got that burn on him, because that means, well, I guess if you want to attack with your Wildfire, you can deal 3 dice. I guess.
Wildfire Imp will do 4 because it gets The hell? Boom.
Boom! And if you have a curse on him, no, wait, no, let's flip this one. Screw that. He'll heal one. Oh, actually, he'll heal
Yeah,
one.
Gate to Hell actually might be worth its cost. Like, even right now, it's like really expensive, right? But it might be worth its cost if it said all demon creatures roll 1 extra die on their attacks.
I can see
So that way it worked on melee and ranged,
Yeah.
and if you did want to, like, Battle Fury, it would work on that.
Well, the 12 mana you spent to do that attack, I think, was worth it. So the question is, how many attacks are you going to get off to get those other melee +1s? Because that's really going to determine the cost, you know?
That's precisely it. Opening the gate, I definitely think is worth the price.
Yeah.
It's the casting of the gate initially, and the fact that you're spending a full action to open it up. Is that worth it?
Because, like, basically I look at it as it's 3 spellbook points to do an arena-wide attack, and then 3 spellbook points to get a summoner advantage and melee +1 to your demon creatures. You know?
Yeah. And, like, that right there, I mean, look at, like, Bloodfire Helmet. Yeah, they need to have a burn condition on them, but otherwise, it costs 5 to get that.
You can
like, 5 and only 1 spell point.
Yeah, you can kind of see where they're going with that sort
of
you know?
I wish that Gate to Hell by itself, like, when you just cast it basic, had a little bit more of an effect.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, getting back to Jimmy's conversation, do you guys think that Thunderdome should be a regular or seasonal thing? We've been talking with Schwingot about doing another Thunderdome. Ooh, you have a Jinx. Nicely done. Good thing you had that Jinx. So, Intangible and I have been... Schwingot's running a German-only Thunderdome right now, by the way. And it's going pretty well. And it's because a lot of people I know in Germany, they feel uncomfortable being in an English-speaking tournament. So he just ran that because it was like, hey, let's just make this very fun. We are thinking about doing a tournament. The date is kind of unknown right now. Mainly because Intangible and I and Schwen have been discussing rules that we want to do for the tourney.
There's a lot of questions we've had about, like, you know, what the game's going to turn out like and all that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
If it's actually worth everything.
It does get that 1 corrode, so that's nice.
Pretty bad roll. Well, I guess I have 3 armor, so the 3 is fine.
Yeah.
The 2 dice, that actually...
That was just unfortunate as a ball.
The corrode was, the actual attack, and damage wasn't, but I was really expecting him to just, like, try to crush me right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So do you think he has a poison golem?
Well, he's had something on me for a while now. So, he might.
Maybe it's just decoy.
Could be.
Anyway, Jimmy, I want to see a tournament at least every 2 months. And I'd love to be able to wrap it up in 2 weeks. And I've actually been thinking about running 2 different tournaments, and you basically it's literally 5 or 6 people. And you basically make it a very quick 1-day thing, and maybe you do it for 2 weeks straight, and then the winners of those 2 play each other. Just so we can have tourneys, but you know, they're not super time consuming.
This is a tough choice. See, basically, Edor Panzerguard's gonna get to go. I could try to attack him with the Wildfire Imp, get an action off. If I don't, then Edor Panzerguard could just kill the Wildfire Imp. But then if I don't do that, then I want to guard with Fireburn Imp to protect the Adrammelech Warlock. Then he'll just kill the Imp.
Yeah, Arxiducs isn't a win-win for this.
I think, since I have the 3 armor, I'm gonna get the action off.
I think you should I think that grunt is going to kill your imp, in my opinion.
Why then in that case? Well, he could, but the grunt's probably gonna die. I don't want to waste an action on it. I think I'm gonna go for this guy right here. Probably a waste of an action. I could attack him, but he has the veteran's belt, not that armor. It's really not worth it. So yeah, I'm gonna attack the creatures.
4 dice.
4 dice, piercing 1.
Good luck. 9 up. You probably won't get the dodge. Then again, it's a dwarf. Oh, he didn't dodge at all. Wow. Interesting.
He's probably saving it for the Hellion.
Oh, what? He did 3 damage? Oh, you got 3 crits. Okay, yeah.
Crits.
I was like, what?
Okay.
He's trying to kill you. Two armor against 3 dice. Nice. I don't know, Jimmy. How often would you want to see a tournament?
Okay, so now I'm not really in any fear of anything happening now.
You're safe for this round.
Yeah. I think because of that.
Firebrand's rolling 4
3 dice of damage.
3?
Yeah, because nothing's cursed,
right.
so.
Yeah, but,
Okay.
oh yeah, your wildfire imp heals, doesn't it? Because of demonic reward.
Oh! Nice, yeah, thank you.
No worries.
Or actually enforcing the rules.
Just trying. Seasonal would be your preference? 4 times a year? Yeah, I could see that. You know, like maybe something like a 16-man 4 times a year would be good.
Okay.
Oh yeah, pentagram too. That's right. Get that mana, man. This game isn't over. If you win this game, I swear, man.
It will be intense. I will be absolutely blown away if I win this, I'm going to be honest.
I think if we're going to do a 16-man tournament, I think if we do it again, I think what happens is we do the first round, and those generally aren't recorded, and everyone kind of does it on their own. And then maybe when we go down to 8 people, maybe we record some of them.
Oh, come on.
That's too bad.
I just wrote a lot of 12s, like 3 12s on the effect dice this game.
I agree with a consistent schedule as well.
Just a consistent schedule would be awesome. Okay.
Because I do want to see more tournaments, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I thought he was going to
See if he does it. Gotta roll 4.
He's been rolling well so far. We've got 3.
Oh. Well, I really do think that the game's been average.
Yeah.
I'm just, of course I'm going to complain when he dodges, because damn you and your Panzer Guards, because they're awesome and I love them.
They are so good.
Oof. Alright, keeping Wildfire Imp around. Oh wait, he has a burn.
You can.
So,
You can
no, I'm
totally
not.
pass.
Could I pass? Oh, he has 2 creatures, doesn't he?
Maybe
There's no fear of him attacking anything, so
Actually,
that's fine.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's. I was just gonna say, like, yeah, I'll do that, because yeah, he's gonna move his grunt forward, and he's probably gonna end up moving his Panzer Guard forward to 1 zone. And the question here is, do I guard with Firebrand it now to get an early edge on having a guard token? Or do I attempt to attack this Panzer Guard, who still has his defense left?
You could kill it with a burn.
Yeah, because like the way I look at it is, if I can just kill it now, then I don't have to worry about having the guard, technically.
It's a 9-up burn. or 9-up dodge. That's not easy to get. And you're rolling
No.
3 dice against 3 armor, but if you get that burn, it goes with the 3 burns, and you only have to deal 4 damage to kill it. I mean, the odds
It has
aren't.
2 burns on it, so
The odds
I
aren't
think that
terrible.
no, I think that it's risky, but I have to take this right here because I need to kill.
Oh no,
I
he has
need
4
to.
dice. He has 4. No, he has 3. Okay.
It's 3.
Let's see if he gets it. Hang on.
Okay, no on the dodge. Oh, wow.
All right, that was good.
Yeah, I rolled 3 crits with the fire burn. That was way more than I was expecting.
You're probably gonna kill him now.
Yeah, I mean, he has 1 health to 2 burns.
You know, Jimmy, I would actually love it if maybe we did Thunderdomes. Literally 2 weeks after we get a new release in Octagon. Because then maybe that would really shake up a lot of meta. And just totally allow it, just say, screw it, just you can use the new cards.
Are you kidding me? That Goblin Grunt, both burns turned up blanks.
Ha!
The Wildfire Imp, it had 1 burn, and it turned up a blank.
That's good. The Panzer
Luckily, his
dead.
Panzer Guard is actually dead.
That's good. Well, at least your
I think I
Wildfire
took-
Imp isn't dead, too.
I think I took 2 damage on a burn.
That's awesome.
And his other Goblin Grunt had a burn on it.
No way.
What the? Like, oh man, you're kidding me here. I need those burns. What? This is why I don't use burns.
I wish you could open the gate again.
Yeah, just like every turn, it's like, whatever.
Right.
Like, basically just Shazamming the entire arena over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah, right? Just wall off in a corner and just keep casting. So, his Panzer Guard is definitely dead. And so that means you guys have the same amount of creatures? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, same amount of creatures.
Many tricky sitch.
Oh, he's not actually going to kill it. I don't think he knows that the Panzer Guard's dead. No, he didn't. Yeah, this is not an easy situation for you.
Certainly not.
I like this board right now. It's actually, this is a really cool match to be in, to be watching. I mean, you have 5 men on your pentagram. Dang. Jimmy, let me ask you a question. How do you feel about the current Thunderdome rules? Do you think anything needs to be changed? Do you think it's all good right now?
on, Octagon. With me here. Right.
Okay. I was gonna say, Jimmy, how did you feel about that last night, bro? Do you think any of the rules should be changed or anything like that? Ooh, Dark Fiend Bat. You go, man. That is awesome. And just gonna try to kill you.
Here it goes.
Got 2 armor. Alright. So you rolled average. Nice! That
so glad.
is clutch.
Oh, man.
Oh, that was a lot of damage. Oh, that's like... that's like taking that boulder and being like, here's 1,000,000 pillows in front of me. Now I take nothing. Nicely done. It's funny as he casts a Dark Fiend Bat, but that doesn't actually help him. Well, they get to hell doesn't help him.
Nah, but I felt that the rot would be more helpful.
Yeah, if you get it off, I definitely agree with you. Like, that's the thing about the bat, is if you get the rot, you feel so far ahead. Because in order to counter that, they either have to kill you, or you lose tempo. Hey, Andrew Ketchup.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with my quick cast here.
This is a tense moment.
Alright.
Jimmy, rules change at the moment. What do you think? There are some concerns over some of the games that happened last Thunderdome. Some of the games. And this is a moment, by the way, when Cure will be an amazing card. Nice! You are going to teleport. Well done.
Puts me the farthest away from the most amount of damage for now, and it also starts to funnel things into that direction. So, that is that play.
Yeah, because this grunt on the right has to move towards everything else. That makes sense. I like that choice. He's not going to go for your imp. Interesting. So that means imp will probably kill this grunt. And get him in. 2 armor? Or actually, no. 6 armor. Dang.
6 armor.
Of course.
And all crits, basically.
That's awesome. That's why grunts rock, by the way. Their cheap mana cost and the ability to do that is exactly why they are so cool.
This guy here right now. 2 dice against him, probably gonna kill him with his 1 health or 2 health remaining. 1 health.
Should not.
Of course. Okay.
Luckily, you have initiative against him. That was. Oh my goodness. That was awesome. So did he kill the grunt or not?
What just happened?
Looks like he.
Why did he spend his warlord's action and then spend?
Yeah, he should unspend the warlord. Jimmy, I don't come across many rules issues. Just curious what you guys have seen. Some of the issues we've been having is games not being able to end for like lots of time, and generally that's an issue. Yeah, tournament.
So, like, attacking his mage at this point is not a good use of my time and actions. I need to take all the damage off the board, try to recover even though I only have 5 life left. And then, maybe then, can I actually make a comeback? But seriously.
This game is really close, man. I mean, you can kill this imp with your mage. Oh, he chose not to roll defense. Nice. Let's get another burn. Oh, by the way, oh, never mind. I'll tell you, that helps you.
Fair enough.
Wow. That was pretty nice damage.
Alright then. Oh yeah, I forgot the little guy had 6 health.
And he was burning after the action, so I believe you heal?
Wait.
Or do you heal during the damage? I don't know, because he dumped the burn at the attack.
Yeah, at the same time, so no, he's not going to heal for me. Understand. What did he just do?
He used his grunt.
His grunt just moved over?
Yeah.
That's it?
That's what he did.
That isn't... Why would he do that? Why wouldn't he attack?
Dumb question. Just do it.
No, we're playing a friendly game. I gotta... Why?
Fair enough. Maybe he doesn't want you to kill his guard, or Panzer guard.
By the way.
Myself and Leggy are anxiously awaiting the next one. Yeah. You know what? We're probably going to announce it in the next week or so. The dates for the next ones. Um,
Mhm.
But don't fear. There is going to be one coming up. My daughter did not concur. Wait, he's getting help. Or she? I'm not actually sure if Arxiducs is a guy or girl, but
It's a guy. He was talking about how he had 2 daughters.
okay. Yeah, that was a good choice. I like how you're like, yeah.
Another error. Nice.
Yeah, Jimmy, we'll probably get it. We'll probably release something in the next week or so for the next Thunderdome. I'm guessing it's going to be late February, early March. Guessing. Of course. That was awesome. Jimmy, these games are always interesting. I know. There's no doubt these games are interesting. We're rounding on the 3-hour mark too, so like, kind of flying.
There has been kind of a lot of delay in the game
Mm-hmm.
from
Yeah,
on my end, so
I've actually got a list, so when you viewers watch it later, I edit this down, so it's not as long to watch it after. But it's fun to watch it live, I think. Prepare to get wrecked, Jimmy says. Ooh, is he not going to do it? Oh, man.
interesting.
And it's your action.
What? No. You. Alright.
Do you kill the grunt? No, you don't kill the grunt. Alright. That's a shame, because you could have moved your burn over when you're, what is it, 2 dice? It deals 0 damage.
Yeah, oh well.
But you're staying two zones away, so that's nice. You are slowly getting the advantage.
Very slowly.
Except for life. You're not getting that. This game is so crazy. I'm just waiting for that final quick cast confirmation, and we're good. Next round. Okay, guys, so wait till you hear this. Panther takes 1 damage. 2 damage is added to the Warlord, and the Adrenal Warlock takes 2 damage as well. Of course, there is a regrowth getting revealed. Let's see if this has been a
Poison blood.
poison blood the whole time. It has been, so smart choice. My favorite method of getting rid of poison blood is regrowth as well, because it forces them to reveal it, and then you can then counter that and then heal. That is an amazing time to use poison blood, by the way. Or reveal it.
I mean, he had poison blood when I was trapped in the wall all the way back in the corner.
So Brace Yourself does go away on the Adrenaline. So she is down to 2 armor. And only got 3 damage left, man.
What did I do? Did I just remove my warlock?
No. If you take your mouse and go below the poison blood card, you can see it, and then just move that warlock card. Yeah, and then it'll all follow.
Okay. So when I took Brace Yourself off, then it did a flip flop.
So, Jimmy, this is what I was talking about earlier with Purify. I think there's a way to play the game to get an advantage, where if they cast Ghoul Rod on you, you then cast regrowth or regrowth belt than yourself, and you're going to take 2 damage. But and then they counter it with a poison blood reveal, and then you counter that with purify, and then you still have the 2 health regain after that. And if you can plan it out right, so you have all the mana to do that, I think there's a way of getting an advantage there. But usually what you're going to lose, though, is a positional advantage, because you usually have to retreat to do that. So if you're playing like slow creatures, I don't think that's a good idea. But I've been meaning to really try to hammer out that method of fighting, because I think it's the standard to do, because lots of people do Ghoul Rat Poison Blue. We were talking about it earlier, so I thought I'd bring it up again.
This is definitely a game.
Do you not have a Dispel?
I do, but doesn't matter. All I have to deal is 3 damage, so it's like if I dispel the poison blood, I only have 1 mana left. There's not enough to do. There's not much to do with that. I do have something I can do with that, but
guard with your bat, man.
Yeah, but I mean, like he could boulder me right now, and I don't actually have enough to brace myself again.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, I definitely do have another one, but
he's used 2 boulders, so if he has another one, that isn't unexpected, but at the same time, it's tough. Jimmy, I agree, but I don't think you need retreat. Retreat. Purify gives a cushion. Yeah, you're right about that. Again, I think I gotta practice it more to figure out exactly how I want to get the lead with that every time. Because the main problem is they've already spent all that mana, but you spent it on other things. So perhaps the right way to do it is to have regrowth on you earlier, so that when they do Guru Rat on you, see if they see Dispel this problem. But maybe the turn that you anticipate them doing Guru Rat, you anticipate it with a regrowth. So then you reveal it during upkeep, and they go, cool, I gotta counter that. Maybe that's the way. It's just doing it early. Because most Dark Mages I fight usually run the combo. And indeed, good luck to you guys. Intangible, you have 2 boots on, just so you know.
Oh, sure enough. That was the thing too. Is I actually meant to put. I meant to put leather gloves in and not leather boots because of the Eagle Club boots. Because I didn't plan on like actually taking a full set of leather with me. And then I looked at it and was like, I have 2 boots and no gloves. I'm an idiot.
That's fun.
Okay. Don't deployment on first quick cast. First quick cast. Oh,
Jimmy, I would
lucky
actually...
me.
Nope, sorry. This is a big moment. So are you going to use the... Are you going to use the Dispel now?
No. What would be the point of that? Doesn't it cause me to heal myself yet? I don't have any other healing besides over time. So, in that regard, I'm gonna pass and watch as he boulders me in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Boulder.
Deathlock seems to be the only answer. Deathlock, I love. I think Deathlock is amazing.
Deathlock is amazing.
And usually it pays for itself when you try to kill it, and there's the boulder. Cast and hurl boulder trying to kill you. Let's see if this is game. He might roll bad. No.
No, he didn't.
He doesn't. He rolls.
But if I did cast Brace Yourself, I would technically be alive. By 1 health.
Oh my goodness. Then your burn could have killed you. Good game. That was awesome. That was a wonderful game.
Well, Gate to Hell was fun.
Right? If it killed those grunts, I think this would have been a different game. But, you know. You know.
It is funny too because I made the joke about how a gate to hell was going to kill me. I kept that burn on me for like 3 rounds.
Right? Alright, Intangible, I'm going to cut it off here. Is there any last words you have to say?
Play fun games. Try weird stuff. That's all I got.
Ending it.